Greetings from Tokyo. I hope that everyone is doing amazing. So I did a post a couple days ago all about fascia. And I wanted to follow that by doing another video, this video, to talk about how I view our fascia as it relates to sensory intelligence. Now, if that is a concept that you've never heard before, I encourage you to explore it, to think about it. It's just, what is your own sensory intelligence? And how are you using your sensory intelligence to tap into optimal movement, emotion, cognition, and longevity? So for this video, I actually want to share a few fun facts about your fascia that you may or may not know. So your fascia is 10 times as sensory sensitive as your muscles. I just think that that is so fascinating. So when we are moving and contracting our muscles, whether it is through a workout or simply going through a walk, what you are feeling is actually not the muscles contracting. It is the fascia that is wrapping around every muscle group, every muscle fiber, and every muscle fibrils. So again, your fascia is 10 times as sensory sensitive as your muscles. And with that, the next fact is that your fascia contains over 100 million sensory nerves. 100 million sensory nerves. So your fascia truly is this powerful sensory organ. I actually consider it an extension of your brain. Now, of these 100 million sensory nerves, actually, a majority of them tap into emotion. So when I do different trainings, I talk about exteroception and interoception. Exteroception is very much based around how we relate to the external world, and it connects really to posture and movement, right? So it's vibration, it's joint capsule stretching, it is pressure under our feet. All of that is exteroception. Interoception are these internal nerve endings in our viscera, in our fascia. And it is how we connect to our internal environment, to our heart beating, to palpitations, to butterflies in our stomach. Now, when it comes to your fascia, for every one exteroceptor, you have 7 interoceptors. So take that for context. For every nerve ending in your fascia that connects to movement, you have 7 that relate to emotion, which is why I often will say that we are really built around connecting to our emotional perception or our sensory perception of, am I safe? And then that essentially sets the framework for our autonomic nervous system. So we have that. Now, this is why, even though I refer to our fascia as an extension of our brain, oftentimes people will refer to fascia as the organ of consciousness. And that is a very powerful thought, because our fascia actually houses emotions. Your fascia actually holds on to trauma. And this is, if you've heard of somatics, this is really powerful. This is a space that I'm really getting into. I'm just drawn to it in 2025. So stay tuned. There's a lot more stuff coming soon through 2026 that relates to this. But oftentimes when we are trying to navigate our emotions, maybe we are trying to address and release trauma and heavy emotions that we've experienced. This is why they often say you have to feel to heal. And if you've ever tapped into somatic experiencing, somatic breathwork, just somatic in general, is they often will say you have to feel to heal, which I believe so powerfully. I'm going to add to that though, and I'm going to say you have to move to heal, because movement, every movement of your body, you cannot move your body without tapping into fascia. So yes, we need to feel those emotions, but we have to move through those emotions as well. And oftentimes, a lot of these emotions actually just get stuck and you need to continue that movement cycle, the fight or flight cycle through movement. So we heal through feeling, we heal through movement, which taps into that fascial system, which taps into how your fascia connects to interoceptors, which is your autonomic nervous system, which is again where your sensory organs are held. So we're going to shift a little bit more because I got a couple more fun facts for you as it relates to fascia. So there's 3 characteristics that you want to think about with your fascia. This will go back to our movement side, is that you want to think of your fascia as hydrated. You want to think about your fascia as a tensile organ, so it can create tension or stiffness. And then you want to think about your fascia as an elastic rubber band. So ideal healthy fascia, when you're thinking about that, is again hydrated. Hydrated does not mean just drink a lot of water. It means movement. We hydrate our fascia through movement, whether it's simply walking, it is through dancing, it is through yoga, stretching, whatever it is, but movement is how we hydrate our fascial tissue. Tension. Tension does not mean like I have a tension headache, I have tension in my lower back. To me, that's a negative connotation. Tension is how we create stability in our myofascial system. It is how you create stiffness, and stiffness is another word that I don't want you to put a negative context on that. It's not like I have a stiff neck, I have a stiff lower back. Stiffness is stability. So when we create fascial tension, so right now I'm engaging my arm and I'm creating an isometric contraction. That is tension, stiffness. I'm engaging my core to create tension in my stabilization muscles. So it is through an isometric contraction, which is what's connecting different parts of our body. So when I teach people to connect their foot to their core and their toe to their tongue, that is a tension-based response. And then elasticity, as we were, of course, designed to be little rubber bands, kind of like kangaroos or cats or a child. And I love that rubber band effect. We are designed to move, to dance, to be fluid. We dance with the ground with every step that we're taking. That is that energy transfer, and that is utilizing your fascia for the energy transfer that we were designed to move. Speaking of that, I have a free webinar that's December 16th, which is all about walking and tapping into this rubber band effect and how the human body was designed to be moving efficiently like a rubber band. It is free. I will make sure that I post it so that you get access to that. And then the third and final fun fact that I want to share about your fascia is that your fascia loves sensory stimulation, vibration, texture, pressure, tapping, compression, resistance, touch. Your fascia loves sensory. Second one, as far as that, your fascia loves spirals. So there are spirals and rotations everywhere in the human body. Fun fact about your foot tendons is that your Achilles tendon spirals on itself, and so does your posterior tibialis as it goes into the foot. There is a spiral. So you can see spirals and rotations everywhere in the human body. Completely fascinating. And then finally, your fascia loves to move in slow, repetitive, and rhythmic movements. So I hope that you enjoyed these facts. I hope that you are fascinated by your fascia. I hope that you appreciate the role that your fascia plays in movement, in posture, in emotion, and in cognition. So I leave you with challenging you on the thought of sensory intelligence. How high is your sensory intelligence? Are you feeding your fascia sensorily? If you want to learn more about sensory intelligence, head to naboso.com, where we actually have a quiz where you can learn how sensorily intelligent you are. Take care.